New York crime reporter Porter Wren earns little. He can only feed his family during a Tycoon Hobbs party. Caroline charms Porter. He asks her a question, which she answers in her apartment. When he understands she wants something from him, she delivers him an envelope with paperwork detailing the death of her renowned film director husband Simon. Photos and police reports show Simon's corpse inside a fallen structure, but it is unclear how he got there. Porter brings Caroline's phone number to work the following morning. Porter contacts the girl and asks about Simon. After being dismissed, the girl encountered Simon at a pub. After chatting, Simon proposed to Caroline, who accepted. Simon disappeared one day after they married. Caroline was outraged, but did not want to bother the cops. A coat Porter leaves the girl's apartment but returns to get his phone off the table. Porter slips into the bathroom and discovers Caroline having a shower. Caroline apologizes and asks Porter if he loved seeing her. She says she thought about him in the shower. After kissing, the girl and Porter made love. Porter committed adultery. Porter investigates her husband's death at home. Caroline brings Porter to the bank to show him Simon's flash drive. Porter's phone rings and Hobbs requests a meeting. Hobbs owns the man's newspaper. Porter notices a follower. He escapes Porter and goes to Mr. Hobbs. Porter discovers that the guy knows everything about his affair with Caroline and sends Hobbs the same record with terrible information on a man without asking for money. Hobbs' strength frightens him. Porter's family relies on Lisa's wages, as Hobbs knows. Lisa gets dismissed by Hobbs. When Porter returns home, Lisa tells him that a weird 28-year-old guy came to her today complaining of joint discomfort, but Lisa could not detect anything wrong. Porter learns from Caroline that Hobbs fired Lisa at Caroline's residence. Porter informs her that he and her daughter both have something for each other. When the girl asks Porter about Lisa, she proposes waiting. Porter believes Caroline attended Lisa's meeting yesterday. Who thinks Caroline was interested? Porter advises Lisa not to visit his wife again. Porter responds yes when Caroline asks whether he thinks about her while making love to his wife. Caroline then denies sending the record to Porter's supervisor. Caroline hoped Porter would uncover this document while investigating Simon's death. She knows Hobbs received it since she was there. Simon tested her limits. Caroline requested that Simon grasp a dying man's hand and Caroline sleep with a stranger. The chauffeur or gardener did not work that night, but the girl knew Hobbs from TV. She went to his place with a spy camera and captured everything. He and the girl kept everything private. Porter inquires about the memory card at Simon's father's care home the next day. He discovers a bedside camera when Frank does not respond. He removes the memory card and receives a message from Lisa that she is in the hospital. Porter discovers she was shot to protect his family. Porter will do everything to make this happen. Kimball nooses his neck and orders Hobbs to contact the millionaire. Porter threatens Hobbs with 1,000 copies of the video on every internet site if he does not leave his family alone. Hobbs offers the guy 24 hours to give him the record, or all he has gone through will be trivial compared to what he will face back home. Porter examines Simon's father's footage. It just contains Frank's request not to blame himself for what would happen. Mrs. Sagal, Frank's regular nursing home visitor, lit up on the tape. Porter calls the elderly lady at night, but no one answers. The front door key appears. Porter opens his mail at home. Hearing a disturbance, he hides behind the door. Porter stops Mrs. Sagal from calling the police and begs her to assist him in displaying his paperwork. The elderly lady discovers the guy is a writer since he constantly reads his tales. Simon raised Michael. After his mother died, Simon continued to see Mrs. Siegel. Michael drowned as a child. He consistently gave her $2,000, but the Porter saw $5,000 in his accounts. The elderly lady stated that Simon's firm paid her for shipping flash disks to Hobbs. Mrs. Siegel hands the Porter her final flash drive. Porter watches a video of Caroline wooing Hobbs, but Hobbs informs Caroline that he struggles with men's dignity since he lost it in a battle as a child. Porter cannot hear Caroline's narrative either. Porter delivers the millionaire the flash disk as Caroline tells the billionaire her tale. Hobbs claims they searched Caroline's apartment for a flash drive and discovered a key that did not match any doors. Casing's closed, but Hobbs claims they did this the following day using this key. Porter visits Simon's body. Keys access tunnel entrances to both buildings' basements. One of Simon's body's buildings was demolished, but a replica remained. A security guard informed a reporter that cops did not search the basement since the elevator in the torn-down buildings was there. Simon shows Caroline the pricey horse statue Hobbs gave her after she narrates her hotel room tale. Caroline will not tell Simon her tale because it is too intimate. Simon wrecks a horse, ties the girl to the elevator, and grabs the key. He saves her from falling, and she tells him about her life. Simon stops the elevator, and the girl puts the horse figurine's leg in her husband's neck. She opens Simon's tummy to uncover an upstairs key. Porter tells Caroline he handed Hobbs the album. Hobbs' daughter shows Porter Caroline's new boyfriend's ring. Porter uses Hobbs' key to retrieve a horse figurine's head from a demolished structure. Porter discusses Simon's killer's videotaped removal of the key from his stomach. Caroline left the cage and secured the tunnel door's chain to hide Simon's corpse. Porter presents the flash drive as a replica of the one he concealed. He tells Caroline to leave his life forever. Mia kicks Samantha out of her room when the party ends. She invites a gentleman and asks Samantha to return after 2 hours. Samantha agrees, astonished. She watches TV in the living room when 2 men approach. They invite her to their yearly plunge in a swimsuit. Samantha gladly accepts the offer. She starts school tomorrow. All the students gaze at her there. One of the men makes a joke after the lecturer begs them to focus. Samantha relaxes when everyone laughs. Samantha chases the gentleman after class and praises him for saving her. He leaves after chatting with her. Samantha warms to him. Mia suddenly joins her and tells her the man is incredibly good-looking and that she should date him. Samantha laughs and they leave. They attend the plunge, a frat party. Mia enters with style. She merges fast. Samantha sits in a corner staring at everyone, feeling out of place. The president's entrance song plays, and a number of males dance in front of her. They move seductively, shocking Samantha. Mia is furious as everyone applauds. She dislikes Samantha's attention even when she is doing nothing. One person has a pistol. Bach and his squad instantly attack him. Some bodyguards take Samantha while others interrogate the guy. He had a water cannon all along. Samantha storms to her father's office after this. She does not care if everyone is shocked by her little swimming suit. Liz attempts to soothe her, but Samantha wants to see the president. He is busy when Liz goes to fetch him. Samantha threatens to flee forever. Liz informs the president Samantha is unhappy. He eventually leaves his conference to see his daughter. After seeing Samantha in such scant attire, he acts normal and says nothing. Samantha moans about everything when she sees him. She says she cannot establish friends because of the Secret Service agents following her. The time. Her father encourages her to bear it since the election is coming and her life may be in jeopardy. Samantha yells in frustration and leaves. President Mackenzie grants her request after realizing how much this has affected her. Samantha squeals as Liz delivers the good news. She returns to her room relieved. The following day, Samantha just has 2 security who follow her from afar. Samantha and Mia pass a large demonstration against President Mackenzie. The leader claims the Mackenzie family is affluent and only understands how to run away from issues. Samantha declines the argument. Samantha says they have free speech when Mia invites her to talk. Mia scoffs and takes her away to have fun. On a slide, Samantha doubts Mia's advice to have fun. Mia leaps and slides down the slope while everyone cheers. Sam is inspired. She meets the person she thanked previously. She and James introduce themselves again. Mia slides down after James and Sam leave on the ramp. Everyone has fun. Liz calls Samantha the following morning, enraged. Sam's leaping and sliding images became viral. Liz scolds Sam for his irresponsibility and claims the president is furious. After hearing that, Mia rolls her eyes and urges Sam to hang up. But Sam persists on talking to her father. Mia grabs the phone as Samantha's father chastises her for abusing her independence. She lectures President Mackenzie about parenting. He ignores her, anger and manipulates her. Mia is thrilled when he appreciates her charisma. She hangs up smiling pleased. After Samantha laughs, Mia says the president is excellent at his job. Reporters question Sam the following day. Protesters yell at her too. While Samantha flees upstairs, Bach and Dylan struggle to keep the media away. She knocks on the door and begs Mia to allow her in, but receives no answer. Desperate, she goes into the RDA's room and sees James. He is RA James' plans once Samantha informs him about the protests. He requests her wear his huge sweater and headgear. She agrees immediately. The hoodie and hat conceal them, and they flee. Protesters and Bach do not recognize Samantha. They chat at a pizza establishment. Both laugh and jest. Sam knows she likes James. She re-sniffs his hoodie. They then compete in IQ. They trade fascinating information and are equally gifted. This continues until an elderly woman approaches. She requests a photo with Sam, the president's daughter. Samantha enables her, but the media soon discovers her. James tugs her away as they chase her for a photo. To avoid the journalists, the two run through narrow streets. They enter a cinema. They are unrecognizable since it is dark. Samantha says she has never had so much fun, and James urges her to violate the rules more. Samantha's affections for him grow while they watch the movie. Samantha prefers hiding in James' room at night, while her guards stand outside. They converse about beautiful things all night. Sam tells Mia everything in the morning. She says she likes James but is not sure whether he does. Maya writes a letter to James requesting to meet under Sam's identity to find out. Sam is delighted and thinks about him. Friday night, students start a massive campus bonfire. Mia and Sam attend expecting James. James is absent from a massive celebration. Samantha tells Mia that he probably felt awful for her and does not like her, but Mia reassures her that he simply needs time and would come around. Mia stares and smiles at a man. Samantha wonders what is up, and Mia says she has loved that guy since middle school. They went to school together, so she eventually asked him out. She is scared since he reciprocated. Sam congratulates Mia as he approaches. He talks to Samantha instead of Mia. Mia flees in pain. Samantha feels bad as the gentleman chases Mia to chat to her. Mia immediately arranges a massive party in her room. Mia giggles while her buddies tease Samantha. She scrawls on Sam's family photo. Samantha arrives in time. She had fun, but notices Mia doodling. Family photographs. Mia informs her this is not functioning when she asks. She says Sam is nothing remarkable and only receives attention because of her father. Sam calms her, but Mia becomes angrier. She urges Samantha to speak out instead of blindly obeying commands. Thus they fight. The dispute escalates into yelling. Mia runs into her room and closes the door as Samantha takes the images and leaves. James discovers Sam sleeping outdoors on the sofa the following morning. He awakens her and asks what happened. Samantha acknowledges that her status screwed people up. Sighing, she says her life will never be normal. James assures her that is okay. Sam nods as he apologizes for not meeting her. She mocks her inactivity. Samantha blushes as James jumps. James asks her out, and they slip out of the campus without her guards to date. They discuss their experiences in a lakeside boat. James eventually tells Sam that his father has never been proud of him, and all he has done is satisfy him. Samantha understands James, and their date goes well. They visit a neighboring amusement park at night. Samantha says she likes him and can be herself with James. James returns her sentiments, and they play games. James gives Sam a gift after winning a match. She is glad James defeated her and did not let her win only to satisfy her. Sam recognizes James' tiny actions to make her smile all night. They return to their dormitories once the day concludes. They nervously stroll through the corridor. After chatting, they split. Samantha feels left out. She approaches James and shouts out. James turns and she kisses him. Sam rushes to her room after they say goodnight. She eagerly informs Mia she kissed James with her eyes closed. She wakes up to Mia kissing a man. Sam apologizes for the commotion and starts to go, but Mia urges her to remain. Mia begs him to go and hugs Samantha tightly. Samantha apologizes for her annoyance and smiles. She tells Mia she realizes how difficult living with her is. Mia laughs and takes her. An energetic girl answers her door knock. After seeing Sam, the girl screams and squeals. Linda, Mia's initial roommate, is the girl. Linda stops them and plays her trombone. Samantha and Mia stare uneasily. Linda laughs and cries nonstop. She plays trombone constantly. Samantha and Mia exchange knowing glances and express their gratitude for finding one another. Roommates reconnect. Samantha approaches Liz for help the next morning. Wak and Dylan invite Mia and James. They are puzzled. Sam appears in front of a massive plane. Samantha grins at their questions. All three board the aircraft when she invites them. Guards surround them as they enter. Charles commands them. Charles brings them to a private aircraft room to meet their wants. Mia flirts with Charles quickly, laughing. Samantha praises Mia and James for being patient inside. Mia's nails are painted by Marjorie. James feels embarrassed seeing so many people racing about him. Samantha tells him their location is a surprise. They arrive and meet world-famous designer Vera Wang. Samantha informs James that a tuxedo will suit him. Finally ready, the three attend a ball. Press hounds them there. James feels awkward while Mia enjoys the attention. Samantha rushes to her parents as they enter the huge ballroom. James salutes as Mia enthusiastically meets the president and first lady. James interrupts Samantha's boyfriend introduction and welcomes them. Sam's parents leave to welcome visitors after meeting her pals. Samantha is outraged but shrugs it off. She takes James dancing. James requests a private conversation and Sam agrees. Samantha is transfixed by him as he asks what she is doing. She enjoys everyone glancing at them. Sam resists James' invitation to talk privately. Too elegantly dance. Sam says she has always wanted to do this. She is finally doing what she wants. James joins in. The room is awestruck by the young pair. President Mackenzie then speaks on stage. Party starts with clapping. Dancing and joy ensue. Even James appears more relaxed. Mia likes her date. Sam answers press inquiries at the conclusion, but demonstrators attack her. A huge automobile smashes dangerously near to her, causing mayhem. James grabs Sam and dashes inside the ballroom. He drives her to a hidden chamber with a vehicle. James informs Samantha that they have already abducted Mia. Help her. James grabs his walkie-talkie and puts her in the vehicle. At that moment, Samantha understands everything was a lie. James was only a covert agent. She is heartbroken because everything she thought was normal was phony. Finally led home, her dad wonders whether she is alright. Samantha had enough. She attacks him, saying she feels ashamed for being so stupid and clueless. President Mackenzie apologizes, saying he did everything to protect her. He informs her that he receives hundreds of threats against her every day and cannot let anything happen to his daughter. Sam cries. As her father urges her not to worry, she cries. If she wants, he will remove James. Samantha cares for James but is frustrated because no one has been honest with her. She does not want him fired. She tells her father James can remain. Samantha returns home, unhappy. Mia awaits her. She tells her everything, even how no one has loved her for being Samantha, not the president's daughter. James likes her, Mia says. He loved her despite working. Samantha considers it dumb and says James did that to persuade her. Mia's idea follows. To make James jealous, she suggests Sam date someone else. If he does, people will know he really likes Sam. Samantha acts normal the next day. She is not upset. James, like her guardians, stands close to her. James praises Samantha for not firing him after he deceived her as she eats lunch. Sam nods dismissively. James says he regrets tricking her, but Sam puts on her earbuds and insists everything is okay. She then does everything to make him envious. He watches Samantha go on many dates. She attempts to demonstrate James she is unaffected. She meets a man in a provocative attire one night. She becomes drunk and flirts with her date. James asks Bach and Dylan to take her, but they refuse. Samantha then dances madly on a table. Mia senses Sam's mental state and begs Bach to remove her. James feels irritated when they do nothing. He strikes the cheerleader and takes Samantha. He rejects Sam's pleas to put her down. James encourages her to behave when she says she no longer trusts him. He wants to work correctly. James assures her she is not like this after the catastrophe makes him furious. His Sam was not her. Samantha says she is alone. James brings her to her dorm without responding. He kisses her forehead and puts her on the bed before departing. Samantha hates this. She scolds him for acting. She says he can stop lying. James tells her she is great and leaves, but Sam stops him. She says he harmed her deeply. James expresses himself. He says he has nothing for her. He says that she is not his. Samantha rolls her eyes and wonders what would have happened if she had been an average girl. Samantha continues asking James, who evades. He says he would have liked her if she were an average girl. She never will be. James says he cannot help liking her. This response stuns Samantha. Reporters crowd Sam's dorm the following morning. She received non-stop calls from Liz after her dance on the table became viral. Mia answers all calls as Samantha sleeps. After waking up, she apologizes to Mia. Mia praises her crazy dancing and offers her the phone. Liz chases Samantha when she answers the phone. The president refuses to talk to her father. He refuses to speak to her. Multiple Sam and James news stories circulate. Sam visits James but finds him replaced. Her agency was new. This disappoints and guilts her. Sam takes her morning class, James absent. Her and James are constantly discussed, which bothers her tremendously. She runs to clear her brain, but breaks down crying midway through the track. Her condition saddens the guardians. Sam comes home to discover her mother seated on her bed. Her mother informs her that her little table dance definitely swayed the voting and attempts to explain that Sam always needs to act with elegance and class since that is their life. Sam protests, but her mother shuts her off. She says she will not quarrel or fight. The First Lady orders Sam to quit college immediately and join the campaign. Sam had no option but to agree. She returns home and tries to appear normal, but it is not. Her parents no longer talk to her, and their pleasant activities are gone. She joins the campaign and pretends they are the ideal family. After Samantha leaves college, James is furious. His recklessness jeopardizes his employment, so a board of officers questions him. They insult him and question why he should keep his job. James defends himself, but the board blasts him for jeopardizing Samantha's life. James is suspended and urged to consider other jobs since he may lose his. Sam regains her composure and acts pleased in one advertising. President Mackenzie approaches. He says he understands she is sad but cannot assist her right now. Sam must then behave maturely. Samantha rebels against her father. She says she has fulfilled all their wishes. After understanding they needed her, she quit college and joined him. Sam replies that he must stop stalking her if he wants her to behave like an adult. She leaves. She is correct, and the president calms down. He is glad she is speaking out, but watching his daughter in misery breaks his heart. After being suspended, James drives home as the president and First Lady finally campaign on stage. He is obsessed with Sam. The president thinks over his daughter's words at home. She is usually around him, but no one's asked her what she wants. After that, he pays more attention to Sam and sometimes seeks her opinion. He brings her a chocolate cake, and they eat it together. Sam asks her dad to check on James. After agreeing, the president asks her whether she loved him. Samantha grins and says she loves being herself with him. She assured him she could enjoy him without worrying about her reputation. Samantha's dad pays attention. Sam says she loves James, and her father grins. Sam's father wins re-election. Everyone applauds this good news. A massive Mackenzie family celebration is held. Samantha and President Mackenzie dance. Mia stands with her lover. She encourages Sam with music. Samantha tells her father she loves and feels at home with him while dancing. Emotional, her father kisses her cheeks. Samantha notices James behind her as he twirls her. He is in uniform again, shocking her. President Mackenzie leads James to the ballroom center and leaves. James approaches Samantha and clutches her waist. James dismisses Samantha's protests. He dances with her. Sam becomes free, and they forget everything else. Dance all night and find serenity. Liz and Bach grin. James apologizes for everything and gives her a key after the dance. He says the key will take her on her next vacation. Samantha is puzzled but accepts and says goodbye. James bids farewell and she leaves. Samantha flees the ballroom but regrets her error. James realizes he loves Sam at that moment. They chase each other. James initiates a passionate kiss as they stand face to face. Sam kisses back, and they get entangled. James guards President Mackenzie. Samantha departs after requesting that he take care of her father. Dylan informs James that Sam will return after spring break as she leaves. He bids James well in his new position and tells him not to fall for the president. Samantha contemplates James as she leaves the ballroom. She sees a little automobile ahead. Sam is thrilled since she has always desired a vehicle instead of huge ones driven by professional warriors. She drives to college excitedly. She discovered home after leaving home. Sam goes to college while James guards the white mansion and waits for her return.
Veronica Vanderhall, a 14-year-old high school girl, is rebellious and has a no-nonsense attitude. She disobeys instructors and parents and consistently receives poor marks. She receives a lecture from the principal about her poor grades and attitude. Veronica's inattention and clever behavior result in an indefinite suspension by the principal. Later, at home, Veronica attends another lecture from her parents. Veronica's father presents a flyer about Miss Genevieve's School for Difficult Girls, which targets girls with social socially challenging tendencies. In other words, this institution excels at disciplining privileged females. Veronica reads the flyer and refuses to attend, but her parents convince her she has few options. The next day, they drive their daughter to Miss Genevieve's school for difficult girls. Miss Genevieve is the principal of the school. Additionally, all pupils have a strange hairdo, making them seem out of place. After meeting Veronica's parents, Miss Genevieve promises to discipline her and send her home after a few months. The speaker also claims to have straightened over 1,000 females throughout her reign. Despite their rebellion or arrogance, Miss Genevieve always finds a way to assist them. In the meantime, Veronica's mother questions why all the girls at school have the same haircut. Miss Genevieve explains that the hairstyle reflects their uniform, which represents simplicity, obedience, and honesty. With a frightening gaze, she believes that young minds are like sponges, and females arrive with negative habits. She only needs to squeeze them. Heather Corbett enters, and Miss Genevieve introduces her as Veronica's roommate. Heather first greets Mr. and Mrs. Vanderhall warmly, but then whispers something to Miss Genevieve. Miss Genevieve instructs Veronica to remove the gum, but she defies the order by placing it on a nearby pole. After Veronica's parents leave, Heather takes her to their room. The room is dim and has just 2 beds, a table, and an alarm clock. Heather offers to assist Veronica with unpacking, but is denied. Veronica chastises her for revealing it earlier. Heather is asked to stop the behavior since their scary principal is no longer there. To her amazement, Heather says she is obeying the regulations and will continue to do so until they enter the school grounds. Veronica, puzzled by her conduct, relaxes by listening to music on her MP3 speaker, but Heather intervenes again. She abruptly switches off the speaker and informs Veronica that music is prohibited. Before departing, she mentions that Mr. Welch would soon give her a new haircut. The following morning, Veronica is woken up at 5 a.m. by both the alarm clock and Heather. While still tired, she dresses in her school uniform and travels to the canteen, where the girls are eating breakfast and chatting. The unusual thing is that none of them are yelling or laughing like typical girls their age. They seem dull and lifeless, like robots. Veronica visits the counter for meals, but discovers only sausage and bacon are available. She must now adapt her vegan lifestyle. The scene shifts to a male history teacher, David, recalling prior instances of youngsters disobeying their parents and facing consequences. It seems that all courses at this institution aim to instill obedience and politeness in kids. Veronica disputes David's claim. The whole class is stunned since this is the first time someone has contradicted their instructor. However, David reassures them that Veronica will soon become nice. He asks her why she hasn't had a haircut before class concludes. Soon later, Miss Genevieve calls Veronica to her office while she is exploring the playground. Upon arriving there, she finds Mr. Welch, the barber, waiting for her. The barber unexpectedly takes measurements and asks her age, which is not necessary for a haircut. After recording the facts, Mr. Welch informs us that he cannot schedule a haircut appointment until the following week due to his busy schedule. Upon Miss Genevieve's request, he cancels one appointment and promises Veronica a haircut the next day. At this time, Veronica understands that something is amiss with the school. At midnight, as her roommate sleeps, she packs her possessions and prepares to leave school. However, Claire, a fellow student, stops her as she exits the main entrance, demonstrating that escaping is difficult. Several guards watch the road, and electric barriers surround the school. After introducing themselves, Claire leads Veronica to her room. She presents illustrations of 2 past pupils who attempted escape but were apprehended. Even though they calculated all guard motions, they were captured. Claire informs Veronica that she has little time since her haircut is planned for the following day. She alleges that the haircut turns pupils into monotonous robots. As Veronica is clearly bewildered, Claire shows her something. After following a hidden passage, they arrive at a chamber with Miss Genevieve, Mr. Welch, and another pupil. The pupil is tied to a chair and requests to be freed, but Miss Genevieve remains unaffected. She assures her youngster that they will become polite soon. She tells Dr. Welch, the barber, to start. He gives the tied-up pupil a bizarre helmet and a haircut while she cries in horror. Her hairdo and demeanor vary throughout time. Within minutes, the girl went from being defiant and unpleasant to calm and courteous. Veronica and Claire, observing remotely, finally grasp the pupil's alignment. Claire shares that she cracked her skull as a youngster and required a metal plate for protection. This plate prevented her from becoming a boring student after a haircut last year. Claire explains her reason for not escaping later in the conversation. She and her sister arrived at school on the same day, but only she remained sane. If she goes alone, she worries Miss Genevieve may hurt her sister. Upon hearing this, Veronica swears to devise a solution solution to free the pupils from the enchantment. In the canteen the next morning, she encourages pupils to whistle, but is admonished by Miss Genevieve. During their talk, Veronica accidentally admits that she and Claire washed a fellow student's haircut. This angers Miss Genevieve, who pledges to improve Veronica in the evening. Several hours later, Veronica panics and goes to her only friend Claire's room, only to discover a new hairstyle. After Veronica accidentally disclosed their surveillance on Mr. Welch, Miss Genevieve provided Claire with a haircut and removed the metal plate from her skull. She now lacks feeling and is bland like other classmates. This ends Veronica's lone chance of leaving the awful school. Later, she waits in bed for Miss Genevieve to take her away. Heather, her roommate, enters and suggests they go for dinner. Veronica is grumpy. Instead, she recalls her youth, when she was content and unconcerned about the world. She inquires about the monotony and control of life, but Heather doesn't comprehend her words. Despite this, Veronica gives her roommate a goodbye present. As she delivers Heather her MP3 speaker, Heather remains dumbfounded. In the background, static sounds suggest Heather is recalling old experiences. Suddenly, she clicks a speaker button, triggering a pop tune. Heather first experiences tremendous agony in her ears due to the music, but eventually calms down. Interestingly, she has restored her sanity and recollections from before the haircut. She has no recollection of how she ended up at this institution. Veronica is thrilled to have discovered a remedy for the ailing pupils. Without delay, she begins planning with Heather. After some time, she visits Miss Genevieve's office and requests a haircut. As they approach Mr. Welch's barbershop, Veronica becomes irritable and insults Miss Genevieve. During this moment, she alerts her roommate to start their plan. Heather, present in Miss Genevieve's office, places the MP3 speaker near a microphone. After turning on the speaker, the same pop music as before blasts from all school announcement devices. At first, the music powerfully affects all pupils, but they quickly reveal their true selves. Claire reunites with her sister in the canteen after a year. In the closing scene, the girls come out on the playground, yelling and having fun like typical teens. Miss Genevieve fails to get them back into their rooms. Now that the enchantment is gone, the girls are free and carefree. Veronica, Heather, and Claire race towards the school exit gate as the movie concludes. Thanks for watching. Click this video to enjoy another best movie explained in less time. You wouldn't want to miss its shocking and surprising ending.